As they come out of this one with the victory, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll try to rebound next week.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one between the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia.
Coach, we're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River, and we've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. Tonight, we wrap up Week 3 with a good Monday nighter here between the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. At a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what did the offensive coordinator say right off the top?
And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
Now, those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. This is Howard on the toss right. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Let's go now. Henry, Mike's 49.
Check pass, check pass.
On second down, it's Howard.
Get there.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on second and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
And a loss of 3 to bring up fourth. No score after 1 on EA Sports. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmaker...
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. Kind of surprised they accept the penalty.
The only thing that comes to mind for me is they want to move them back 5 yards because they feel good about their defense. But in most situations, you take the down. that's what...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A gain of 32 that time.
Okay, call me an admirer right here. How about the touch on that throw?
It was great. I like the timing catches, the short ones, but those rainbows that drop right in the bucket, something. And he will take this one in for an Eagle touchdown. Jordan Howard, his second touchdown on the season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 9 now. It's Waring, the tight end, with it. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now this is fielded in the end zone.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
So we are at halftime, and we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
On first, they go right back to Howard. And he'll get 2, maybe 3, up near the 37. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And a big 32-yard play on third. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On first down, they run with Howard. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jordan Howard, his second touchdown of the night. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Looking to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw, and that's incomplete. It's been that kind of a day so far throwing the football. It just seems like nothing going right offensively.
Yeah, it's a catch that should have been made pure and simple. And look, everything else that goes into running a good pass route, throw it all out if you don't catch the ball.
Been that kind of game throwing the football so far. Nothing going right offensively. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same circle.
Now a hit and a loose football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. The 30. 10, and it's a defensive return for a late touchdown. So they still need somewhat of a miracle here, but at least that gets them a little bit closer. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Run. Get it.
Slips past him. Oh, no, he lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Ready? 49. Launch 49. Yeah.
On first down, Howard. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. To the outside, this is complete to Jackson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
That's what I'm talking about.
Deshaun Jackson. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Tucker now for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Ready, break. 50. Mike 50. Rip left. Check 31.
A first down carry for Henry. And he loses the football a second time. And it's picked up by the Eagles. He's at the 30. 10. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. Fumbles, that's how you get in the coach's doghouse. The first one lost and it hurt. This time you lose it and it's taken in for a score. It really hurt.
And about that doghouse, it won't exactly be comfortable, and it definitely won't be air-conditioned.
Milk bones?
None.
So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here comes the Eagles defense. They work their way back onto the field. They've played a great game. I guess the only thing they would really have hoped for other than this outcome would have been a shutout, but they've got a lot to hang their hat on.
They really do, and you don't get that very often anyway. A shutout is really elusive. So they'll take this one, just a dominant performance where they were doing the dictating. Think about the guys on offense, though. What a frustrating day. They're going to have to do some regrouping.
Tell you what, though, you pitched a shutout up here in the booth, partner.
I appreciate that very much.
A-plus game.
One pitch and sat down.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw here. Completes this to Waring. And all the way down to the 36-yard line.
Hurry.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
All day, baby, all day.
So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary.